Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Cooking Up Chaos. I'm your host, Bailey, and this is Baxton.
I'm Baxton.
Yeah, and today we're going to be making pesto.
But not any ordinary pesto, ladies and germs. We are making a pesto dip, a creamy pesto dip. Let me tell you, this is going to take me back to the time when I was traveling in Italy. Let me tell you that. You know, Italy's a very interesting place for those who haven't visited it. It's very based upon food and culture. If you ever have the opportunity or the chance to visit Italy or anywhere in the world, I would recommend you to do it because that's how you make experiences in life.
Say, Baxton, could you tell the kids at home a little bit about the food from Italy?
Yeah, a lot of the food from Italy, I realized this, it was very carb based. The pizza, the pasta, the gnocchi. For those of you who do not know, gnocchi is similar to a pasta, but it's more in lines of what a dumpling is. Instead of making it with flour, you make it with potato and you boil it. And it's one of the most outstanding things you can ever eat in Italy.
Say, Baxton, why don't we get started
Okay.
making the pesto?
So today we're going to be using a bit of different. It's going to be a bit different. Why don't you show them the kind of nuts we'll be using? Normally we'd be using pine nuts, but today to make it interesting for you guys and girls, we're making it with pistachios. We're going to start off with a bit of basil in the
In
blender.
the blender, yeah.
Yep. And we're going to add a good amount of olive oil. Now, with this part, you may need to add more because when you put the cream cheese in it, it's going to make it really thick. It just depends on the texture you were looking for. Some people want a thinner dip, some people want a thicker dip. We're going for a thicker dip today. We're also putting a bit of garlic paste. Can you pass me the lemon, Bailey?
Why, sir?
We are also cutting up a lemon today. So once again, boys and girls, ask for help with this part if you need help cutting the lemon because it can be quite dangerous when handling knives and everything like that. So just ask for help. There's no shame in doing that. And then we're going to put everything in the blender with a bit of the cream cheese and make it into a dip of sorts. And it should be something that's quite special and spectacular. A little bit of notice. I know we are aware that the hurricane is happening currently, so just stay safe. Stay inside and
Don't go outside.
no. Well, it depends. Just
If you're brave
pay attention to what's actually happening outside. And if it seems unsafe to go outside, then use your better judgment in those kind of situations.
Yeah, what Baxton said.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we get started on
All right.
making the pesto?
So I'm going to head over to the blender. And we can get started. Actually, why don't you talk to the boys and girls? I am going to wash the basil.
So, boys and girls, I don't know what to talk about.
I'm coming back.
So boys and girls, remember to use the blender. Remember to use the blender safely.
Ask your parents for help while using the blender, please, because it can be quite dangerous if it's not used correctly. I just put in a bit of basil into the blender. Now we're just gonna lubricate it up with a bit of olive oil. And once again, as we spoke about, you might need to add a bit more. Chef Martin, can you get us a cutting board and a paper plate and a knife to cut the lemon, please? Please, we would greatly appreciate it, Mr. Martin. So, any fun plans for the future?
For the future, well, I don't really have much going on. I'm probably just gonna be practicing my cooking for next week's show
How about this? What are we cooking tonight?
tonight. That's a very good question. Something, whatever I can find in my fridge, honestly.
All right. Now, this is something that's very interesting, boys and girls. Sometimes what I find is the most interesting, and here's the fun part about cooking. As I said before on multiple different episodes, I am what's called a creative cook. I'm just putting in a bit of pistachios now. I'm what's called a creative cook. A lot of the things that I make, I do not go by a quote unquote recipe. Certain things you just have to feel in life.
Sometimes in life, you just gotta go with the flow.
Go with the flow. And that's how cooking becomes a learning experience. Yes, when you first start out, things may not turn.
Turn out the way you
No.
want it.
For example, I'll give an example. I talked about this a bit yesterday, last time I was here. I recently started baking. And the first time I started baking from scratch, it turned out like an absolute cinder block. And it was not good at all. But that cake was very bad. And it did not taste very good. But I kept trying and trying again and trying again and trying again until finally, for a friend of mine, it was her birthday, and I finally got it right, and it tasted great. And it's those kind of moments when you got to hold on to. And it's just about never giving up, even though the first time or even the second time don't turn out okay or all right. You just got to keep trying at it, and it will turn out okay if you give it time.
Also, kids, kids, if you don't know anything, it's always good to ask ask an adult or someone, or like maybe even like a professional or something to help you out.
And just because I do not use it's okay to sometimes use a recipe to get your grips around measuring. Can you pass me the lemon, please?
Why, certainly.
Like, for example, measuring, I do not use recipes for flavors. I do sometimes have to use recipes for different measurements.
You should. A knife is gonna.
Oh, it's
there
gonna
you go.
cut.
Do you need me to do
Here
that for
we go.
you?
Huh?
Do you need me to do that for you while you talk?
No, I got
You
this
got it?
covered.
Hello, kids.
Hey, Chef Martin.
There we go. Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
Okay. I guess this is a quick PSA for all those kids out there. Oh, nice head, Baxton. I don't know how that makes it. Okay. If you ever use any sharp utensils, or especially if you're going to use a blender, please, kids, ask for an adult supervision. Please. You should not be messing with this stuff on your own.
Yeah. Especially if it's like machines like blenders and like sharp objects like knives.
Or plastic knives that break.
Yeah, even plastic knives. Those things are scary. And also, kids, another PSA: don't put plastic knives in your mouth.
Oh no. Don't put any knives in your mouth, please. Plastic or not. Okay. I think it is time.
All right. Wait, aren't you forgetting something?
We're gonna make the pesto.
And remember to hold the blender shut the whole time
Yep.
as it is blending.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go on a tour to where?
Italy.
Hey, cue the Italian music. more oil.
there's
'Cause
a-
I see that something is getting a bit stuck at the top.
Yeah, there's like a little leaf that's not like. Yeah, I think it's enough olive oil.
And we're just going to let it rip. There we
Oh,
go.
there you go.
And we're gonna let it blend till it's smooth. There we go. Once it's finished blending fully, it should look a little bit like that. Now we're gonna add the cream cheese and we're gonna let it blend for a second time. And that's what's gonna give it the dip consistency.
So Baxton, how come we're not putting the cream cheese in like along with everything else?
Because as you saw, sometimes the pesto has a hard time blending. It's a less time and it's less. It's better to blend the pesto by itself first and then add the cream cheese. So the pesto, you can make sure it's smooth and you don't get any chunks of anything.
Oh, I'm learning so much today. Oh, look at all that cream cheese.
Now you just press blend and we should have a dip.
Also, another little PSA: clean up after yourselves. Technical difficulties.
As one said, sometimes you need to add a bit more olive oil to loosen it up.
Even more oil.
No, because
Look at all that
sometimes
oil.
it gets stuck.
True.
And you need to add things. The blender does not seem to be working for this part.
Well, there's always Plan B.
Sorry, kids.
As mentioned earlier, things aren't always going to go our way, but
But we make them work.
there, you can always find a backup plan.
See how it looks like on the screen?
Not yet.
Well, I want to see what it looks like right now.
Huh?
Show them you mixing it. There you go.
Should now this is the kind of consistency that we're looking for in the dip.
Oh, that actually looks really good.
Huh?
Actually looks really good.
And maybe Chef Martin
Chef
wants
Martin.
to try a little bit.
Come on, Chef Martin.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow, he sounds really excited to be on the
Oh,
show
we should-
today, kids.
Do you
We should
get
get them a
chips
s-
for me?
Yep, we got little crostinis with a bit of rosemary and garlic.
God.
We're going fancy today.
And if you're a weirdo like me, beef jerky.
Beef jerky. What do you say, Chef Martin? What do you think about beef jerky?
Wait, what are the pistachios for? Did you put pistachios in there already?
Yeah, we did.
That sounds good.
Give it a try. Before we do, you are
Wait,
the taste test.
shouldn't we get him a spoon?
No, he's dipping.
Oh, right.
This should take you right back to Italy. Cue the Italian music.
Is it meat free?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we have it.
Oh God.
Well, don't say, oh God.
Here we go.
It's food. Ah! Don't.
That's pretty good.
All right. So I'm going to give this thing a little go here.
Yeah, same here.
Of the creamy pesto dip. Let's see how this is.
Wow.
Mother Mary Joseph. Oh my God.
Mother of God. Oh my God, this is delicious.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Like, kids, you gotta try this one. This one's, it's outstanding, kids. You really have to try this.
I don't know what it is, but like, gotta be cream cheese.
It makes you. Kids, kids, kids. This one's a winner. If you are sitting at home, nothing to do due to the hurricane happening outside, make this. Ask
With
your mom and
parents?
dad to
Yeah.
help you make this. And let me tell you, it will put a smile on your face. Anything else to add, Bailey?
I want to eat more of this.
Okay. Let's eat more. And
I can't stop eating. Like,
you
oh my
can't
God.
stop eating. And
can't
what show is this? I kind of forgot, Bailey. What show is this?
Tune in next week for Cooking Up Chaos.
And as always, there's always plenty of chaos. Thank you, kids, for watching, and stay safe.
And as always, do 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 do.
Don't.
Boom.